Hello again, and welcome. In creating his majestic ring cycle, Richard Wagner's task was to take the epic Germanic and Norse myths that were his source and distill them into a dramatic musical presentation that was both clear and comprehensible. This task, Wagner failed to accomplish. Tonight, the reduced Shakespeare Company will compress the very essence of Wagner's opera into a brief and palatable 24 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely lovely for me to present the reduced Shakespeare Company and their ring, Reduced.
Keeper. All right, so the prelude's going to come to an end in 3 minutes, and then we're going to have to get out there as the Rheingold.
So that's where we're like swimming around and guarding gold and taunting dwarves and stuff, right?
Right, and then Albric, the dwarf, which is you,
Adam,
steals the gold from the Rhine Maidens, which is us,
the reduced Shakespeare Company.
And then Wotan, you,
Reed,
gets the gold from Albric, you, and then Fasolt the Giant, which is also you, gets the gold from Wotan, you, and then Fafnir, me,
Austin,
finally, kills Fasolt, you, and then the gods, us, enters Valhalla, here, and that's the end of part one.
Tell Reed about the metaphoric content.
Well, where do I start with the... Oh, I'm sorry, that's my fault. Well, I mean, there's fascism, there's industrialism.
Jungianism.
Jungianism and Freudianism. And call me wacky, call me crazy.
You're wacky, you're crazy.
I think if you look very closely, you get just a little dose of Schopenhauer.
Oh, I got a little dose of Schopenhauer in Mexico that time.
You got any more fries, Reed?
Okay, let me talk you guys through this. Let me see if even I understand it. Part one is Das Rheingold, which is the story about how the gold, which has the power to rule the earth, is stolen by a dwarf who renounces love. The gold is forged into a ring, cursed, and ends up in the hands of a giant who later turns into a dragon.
That so often happens.
Part two is the Valkyrie, which is about Siegmund and Sieglinde, who are great lovers and brother and sister.
Well,
now,
so they're brother and sister lovers? Like, how does that work?
Adam, in the 1800s, everybody always married their brother and sister.
I did not know that.
That's true.
yeah. Oh, and their other sister is Brunhilde. Now, Brunhilde is one of the Valkyries, and the Valkyries are the...
Right, say this beach is safe to surf, it's safe to surf!
Robert Duvall, Apocalypse Now.
Thank you very much.
That was a very good impression, man.
Part three is about Siegfried, who is the son of Siegmund and Sieglinde, and he's a hero, and he's been raised by a dwarf, and he forges a sword, and he kills a dragon. After which he takes the ring and can talk to the animals.
So he's a cross between Ubermensch and Dr. Dolittle?
Yes. Woo! Right, and part four is Götterdämmerung, the Twilight of the Gods, in which Siegfried is deceived into betraying his love, and Brunhilde carries the ring into the flames in a beautiful act of atonement. The opera is over, the bald lady has sung.
And Austin, that last opera is the one with the lobster in it, right?
Yes.
Lobster?
Yes, Reed, the lobster, symbol of completion. Completion, lobster. Lobster, completion.
Oh, man. It's time. We've got to get out there. Oh, but shoot, now we're not going to have time for the Nibelung Dwarves. Reed, go fire the Nibelung Dwarves.
Well, why do I always have to fire the dwarves?
Because you speak their language, all right? Just please, deal with it.
Whatever.
Adam, do you know anything about this anvil?
No. Why? What's wrong with it? I mean, it's supposed to represent Mime's Forge.
No, it's Mima's Forge.
Well, it's spelled Mime.
Yeah, I know, but it's pronounced Mima.
All right,
so
well,
it's
fine.
Mima's.
It represents Mima's Forge, then. So what's the problem?
Well, it's huge. It's what's wrong. Why is it so big?
Well, because Mima is a giant.
No, Mima's a dwarf.
No way, man. He's a giant.
No, trust me, Mima's a dwarf.
I'm sure that the dude's a giant.
Oh, all right. So Mima's this giant dwarf. And now, because you're such a bonehead, we've got this behemoth anvil that we're going to be tripping all over the entire opera.
Hey, man, I told you, it's not my fault. I don't know anything about... I don't know. Just, why... Don't call me names.
All right. No, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm just nervous, that's all.
Well, we're all nervous. You know, this is a big thing.
I mean, how do I look?
Well, you look hot.
But am I perfect? I want to be perfect.
Yeah, you're perfect, man. You're perfect.
Thanks. I love you, man.
I love you too.
Reed, how do I look?
Like a transvestite. Let's go.
Rheingold! Rheingold! Oh no! It's Alberich!
I snatched the gold from the crag. I forged the avenging ring. Thus do I curse love. Now I can do anything.
Can you make yourself tiny and small? So small that you are the size of a very small thing that could hide in a crag, like, for instance, a toad. That's not a toad.
Oh, toad! I thought you said toe.
Seize hold of him quickly.
Overflooked, I am caught.
You can have this wall of gold, but not even for the world would I give up the ring.
Give it to them!
I will not give up the ring.
Give them the ring!
Oh, all right.
Mine is the ring.
No, the ring is mine.
Mine is the ring.
No, the doggone ring is mine.
Follow me, wife, dwell with me in Valhalla. They are hastening to their end. Oh, they think they are so great.
Rheingold! Rheingold! Rheingold!
In a forest seeking shelter, struggling on against all odds, was a big man named Siegfried, son of Wotan, king of gods.
In a cottage by a fireside, he finds shelter from the rain, with a woman strangely haunted, and Sieglinde was her name.
Oh, Sieglinde, how I love you like no other. How I need you, how I want you, even though I am your brother. But alas, the woman's husband swears that Siegmund he will slay. He will make him into mincemeat come the dawning of the day.
Not the aid of sleeping potion, nor a sword pulled from a tree, can protect our hero Siegmund come the dawn. He's doomed to die. Foolish Siegmund and Sieglinde, oh, your love will never be. You should have waited, not consummated your incestuous adultery. Lovely Sieglinde, who will protect me from wounding the deer?
Siegmund sang to his sister, then he kissed her on her billabong.
Who will protect me, Sieglinde, my dear? in Valhalla, Father Wotan sends Brunhilde to her brother. Go tell Sigmund he's got to die now for upsetting his poor mother.
Fair Brunhilde tried to save him, but alas to no avail. Because Wotan killed poor Sigmund, now he's dead as a doornail. Oh Brunhilde, could they save her bonny lad? Now it's time to pay the price for disobeying dear old dad. Lovely Brunhilde, awaiting a hero who knows not of fear. Asleep in the fire till a choir boy can wake you up. Your Valkyrie days are over, Brunhilde, my dear.
Notice how artfully Wagner has established the tension. We've seen how the cursed gold, stolen from the Rhine maidens by the one who renounced love, has brought havoc unto heaven and earth, bringing war and strife, pitting father against son. But now a hero emerges, Siegfried, son of Siegmund and Sieglinde. She died in childbirth. Emotionally a child at the beginning of the opera, Siegfried attains a powerful manhood as he learns the truth of his noble parentage, forges himself a sword from the shards of his true father's shattered weapon, slays the dragon, takes the ring, and finally wins the love of the beautiful woman surrounded by fire, Brunhilde, who is, unfortunately, his aunt. And now, part 3 of the ring cycle, Siegfried.
Glauben sollst du, was ich dir sage, ich bin dir Vater und Mutter zugleich.
Das lügst du garstiger Gauch, doch guck nie ein Fisch aus der Krota.
Gräulichen Unsinn kramst du aus.
Muss ich dich fassen, etwas zu wissen? Heraus damit, freudiger Kerl, wer ist mir Vater und Mutter?
Deine Mutter war Sieglinde, die Tochter de Grand Fromage.
Wie hieß mein Vater?
Den hab ich nie gesehen, dein Vater ist erstinkten.
Ach du lieber, denn was ist sie scharfer Bit?
Sieh hier ein zerbrochenes Schwert.
Diese Stücke sollst du mir schmieden, ich will das Schwert, die Waffe gewinn ich noch heut.
Oh, das wär ekwet gemmer.
Ja, ein Bad ans Laden, flieg ich von hier.
Halt! Siegfried, Siegfried, Schütze.
Ich bin ein Wanderer. Dreimal muss ich's treffen, oder mein Kopf ist dein.
Sündenfunnen. Welches Geschlecht tagt in der Erde tiefer?
Der Nibelungs.
Welches Geschlecht ruht auf der Erde Rücken?
Der Riesen.
Welches Geschlecht wohnt auf wolkigen Hühn?
Die Götter.
Fragen und Haupt gelöst. Nun wander, geh deines Wegs.
Un momento, por favor. Nach wettens flit fand ich nun dich. Lösest du drei der Frage nicht leicht?
Ich bin sostet pursuiten trivial, Hausebatten Monopolgänger.
Nein. Welches ist das Geschlecht, dem Wotan schlimm sich seichter und das Liebster ihm lebt?
Die Volsungs.
Ja, die Wohlsungs ist
Nein, wait for the subtitles.
Sorry. Welches Schwert nu Siegfrieden und Schwingen taug es zu Fafners Tod?
Wotans Schwert.
Warum ist das Wort von Ethic spellt tu der Schau nicht? Dreimal solltest du fragen, dreimal stand ich dir frei. Gewonnen hab ich das Haupt. Schnell, wie steht's mit dem Schwert?
Zu flicken versteh ich nicht den Sehen, sauber besinkt keine Zwergenkraft.
Ich tellt ju so in der Dresseraumen. Ich selbst schweife das Schwert. Nichts mich bindet und zwingt.
Who warns Siegfried of Mima's plot against his life. Having mistakenly killed a mime, Siegfried now kills Mima. And now, in the reduced Shakespeare Company's exciting new interpretation, Siegfried kills the annoying woodbird. They continue to butcher the original German. And now Siegfried rushes to the Ring of Fire, where he is overawed by the beauty and purity that is Brunhilde. This is arguably the most sublime and powerful moment of the ring. I asked the performers earlier what emotions they would be feeling.
Well, I just think it's funny, Glenn. Do you mind if I call you Glenn? Because in America, Ring of Fire is like something totally different.
And what is that?
Well, first of all, it's a Johnny Cash song, but it's also this painful bowel condition you get from eating spicy Mexican food.
Well, at the beginning of the opera, I play Mima the dwarf, and Austin was explaining to me like the whole opera is like Lord of the Rings, and Austin plays Siegfried because he's sort of like a Frodo, you know, and I play the part of Mima because Austin says I'm more of a Bilbo. At least I think that's what he said. But then, by the end of the opera, I've transformed, right? And I'm playing Brunhilde, and I think that that's like a dream come true because I think every boy in America grows up dreaming that one day he'll play Brunhilde.
Well, I'll be excited. Probably visibly excited. I mean, because it's the first beautiful moment of sweet clarity in the entire opera. I mean, after all these hours of music and blather and blah-de-blah-de-blah, I mean, even the Germans don't understand it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Wagner's music is beautiful, but his lyrics were awful, and his words were worse.
And now we return you to the thrilling conclusion of Siegfried, already in progress. Finally, we move swiftly towards the mighty conclusion of the ring cycle, the act towards which all previous acts inexorably lead. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce Goethe Dammering, the Twilight of the Gods. There we are. All the majesty and grandeur of Wagner's Goethe Dammering condensed into a definitive and magnificent 7 seconds. 7 seconds that have married the genius of Wagner to the culture of today. 7 seconds that have changed history. A fitting conclusion. Before we sign off, let's watch Goethe Dammering once more, this time in slow motion. This will allow you to fully appreciate the subtleties you may have missed the first time and conclude, as I have, that the reduced Shakespeare company are operatic virtuosi of the first order. I'm Dame Glynis Jones, and until the next time, auf Wiedersehen.
Without Walls takes a break next week, but we'll be back